Okay, I had a request of how to do a specific application, and from a JLS Med, I think is right here on YouTube. Anyways, he's wanting to know how to hide an input or a button on a main screen whenever you have something else running or turned off. So I think I know. If I don't get this right, just shoot me another message and maybe we can figure out how to get to where you're wanting from here. But I think this is what you're wanting, what I'm fixing to show you anyways. It's really, really simple to do if it's what I think you're wanting. But like I say, if it's not right, just shoot me another message and we'll see if we can get to your end, whatever you're wanting. Okay, I have opened up here. This is a NV4. Just have it set for an HG3G. Let me see if I can get it bumped up here a little bit where you can actually see. Oop, wrong one. Oh, HG3G. See, I got it set for an HG3G. Put that back down there where it goes. I don't need that much of that. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna do it. We're gonna do a data disp. Well, first off, let's go to configuration, because you have to, if you're gonna use an external device like another PLC, of course you are, that you're gonna talk to, unless you're putting option cards on the back of this. So we need to set up communications so it'll even have our addresses that we're going to need. So this kind of review stuff. We're going to go to Ethernet, make sure our IP addresses are the way we want them in case we want to make them our own, but this is default. Let's go ahead and get us an external device that we're going to communicate with. Then we'll go to the communication driver tab. We're going to communicate with an IDEC. I want to use Ethernet, so I'm going to take this from 485 to an FC6A Ethernet. The communication driver network, we're going to enable that for device communication 1. I'm going to go right there. There's my default, and you can change that also if you have a different address you want to use. It's kind of review. All this other stuff is kind of irrelevant right now. This is just other tabs. We've went through some of this stuff on prior videos. Okay, so now all of our stuff should be in here. So I'm going to go back home here. Let's grab it. And the way I understand it, he's trying to turn off input boxes or buttons. And this works the same way with buttons or input boxes. I'm going to do an input box. We're going to do a numerical input. I'm going to draw one real big here. We're not going to mess with formatting or any of that stuff. I just want to show you how to make it appear and disappear. Okay, as we open this up, okay, this is our, excuse me, I gotta give me a drink of water. Okay, this is our all of our specifics to our data input box. Okay, so use standard keypad. Y'all can play around with all this stuff. I've shown you in other videos what some of it means. Okay, our destination device is where we want to store our data from this input. We're going to store it in our external device 1, our PLC, or external device 0, I guess. Anyway, so we're going to choose that, click OK. So it's going to store it in data register 0 for an external device 1, which is or 0, external device 0, I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying 1, of our first PLC. Okay, now to get it to do what we want as far as appearing and disappearing, we go right here to trigger condition. All right, you have two different trigger conditions. An input condition, which allows you to only input, but it'll still be visible while a certain trigger is on or off, or while it's satisfying the condition only. Or a visible condition. This makes the button only visible under certain conditions. So I'm going to show you how this works. So when I set up this data box or this button, or whatever I'm going to do, I only want it to show up when this data bit is on. Okay? And in my program in my PLC, I'm going to put a memory bit somewhere in that, or I can pick a bit like an output if I want to. If a certain output is on, then this box is off. You know what I mean? I'm just going to use a memory bit. Okay, we'll just use that one. I'm going to call it entry visibility. Well, Oh, that's too long of a name, really, but oh well. Let's put it on there. Data entry visibility. Okay. Now to show you how this works, I got to save it, of course. I'm just going to save it as some project on the desktop. We'll save. Yes. We got one from a previous project. Okay, so here's our data box. Now I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go to online. Let's go ahead and go to simulator. Alright. As you see in our simulator, you cannot see the box, right? See, there is no data box visible in this simulator. And that's because that bit by default is off, that M0 from my PLC. So we're going to go here to custom. Just don't worry about all that. And we're going to get us a device address in here. We're going to pull it. There's our external device 0, memory bit 0, data entry visible. Okay. Alright, so let me see if I can get this down here to where you can actually see what's going on with it. Let's kind of shrink this up. What's going on here? Come on. That ain't going to let me shrink it. Anyways, as you see, it is not visible right now. Okay, and this is my external device, my PLC 0, and this memory bit 0. Right now, it's on 1. The value currently is 0. So if I change this to a 1, and then I hit enter, see, my data box pops up. If I change that to a 0 and hit enter, my data box goes away. So basically, if I put a memory bit somewhere in that string or whatever that's turning on that device, or I use the actual button or trigger in that device that's starting that device, just remember, you have to have something that's going to change that bit from 1 to 0, or while it's satisfying, then that means while it's on. So you can kind of play around with that a little bit, but it's fairly simple. It's just kind of a trick that's not known by a lot of people, but it's really simple. And this, like I said, this does work with buttons, indicators, just about everything. I mean, there's a lot of tools in here, or devices, virtual devices, if you will, that have triggers in them that you can set. And triggers are kind of a cool thing to play around with. You can get pretty custom with your HMIs and make them look pretty slick, like I think this guy here is trying to do. He's trying to make something where he can keep somebody from putting in data, or even thinking about putting in data when a certain part of this machine is not running. So I mean, you can actually do that. You can make it blank out. So anyway, that's that for that video. If I didn't hit the nail on the head for you, let me know in a message or something, and try to kind of tell me what I did wrong or where I went the wrong way, and I will try and see if I can get you to where you need to be. And I appreciate all of you watching my channel. And as always, anybody has any questions, if I can figure out how to do it, I'll help you. It might take me a little bit. Sometimes it takes me time to get back to my computer, to help you guys out, but I do like helping people out, and I do like promoting automation, especially IDEX automation. I really like IDEX. They're a good product. Anyways, thank y'all for watching, and like I say, subscribe, tell your friends about it, like it, all that good stuff, so I can get me some views. I think it's kind of cool when I start getting views on these videos. Anyways, till the next time.